Oh, this is Colin Killer, and finally decided to do the 64 video. Some of these carts are dirty, and I do need to clean them. I just don't ever really have the time. But the more favorite of the games out of my collection are quite clean and look nice. But I guess I'll start. Which one to start with? I guess I'll start with this. Super Smash Brothers. I wish there was some way to find out how much time I've wasted on this game. Well, I don't say wasted because that would mean I regret it, and I don't, because I love this game so much. Me and my friends, I mean, God, dude, we wasted whole summers just, playing this game all day long, man. They'd bring their controllers over and we just have tournaments all day on this game. This and Melee, we used to play that one a lot more than this one, but yeah, you gotta start somewhere, and this is a great, great game. The cart is not so great. It had someone's name on it, and I used some fingernail polish and just dabbed it on there. Took it off, but it took some of the paint right off, and you can kind of still see the person's name, but oh well. I don't know why somebody dropped their name right on the label. That sucks. Let's build up to a good one. Well, Resident Evil 2, this is a really good game. I didn't play this originally on the 64. When I first played it, I played it on the PlayStation. But I've always liked this game. It's really fun. I've always liked the Resident Evil series. I picked this up from a pawn shop a little while back, and I never got around to cleaning it. It's kind of dirty and grimy, but it works. Rush, San Francisco Rush, 2049. Used to play this at my buddy's house all the time. It's just, well, I'm sure most people know the Rush series. If you ever been to like a movie theater or something and you're waiting for the movie to start, you probably played this. It's in most places like that. South Park, Chef's Love Shack. This game's kind of like like an adult kind of game show, and it's got a bunch of mini games and stuff. It's pretty fun. But you eventually cycle through all the questions, and then it's just, not even worth playing because you've got them all memorized. Excite Bike 64. I like this game. This is probably the only motocross game I actually ever enjoyed or ever really played. There's not really much I want to say about it, but it's pretty fun. It doesn't make me think of the original Excite Bike, though. I don't really know, why they call it Excite Bike. Mario Tennis. I love this game a lot. This is, like, the only tennis game I like because it's really good and it's really fun. I like the one on the GameCube a lot, too. Wave Race. This is probably, man, if it's not the first, it's at least the second game I played on the 64. My neighbor got a 64, and I think he had this in Super Mario 64 or something like that, but we played this a whole lot. I remember just being blown away by like the water and shit. It was a real cool game. Another really dirty game. This is played this towards the end of, like, right before my friend got rid of his 64, and dude, I was blown away by this game when I first played it. It was just, I probably spent hours trying to collect all the, useless collectibles, all the, the balloons and whatever you got, but it's really a game that just, like, made you do all that stuff, and you don't really know why you were doing it. But it's a really cool game. I loved all the bosses, I loved all the areas, and, just the way it looked. It's really cool. Another note on that, I can't play this right now because I don't have a expansion pack. Every time I go to a game store or something, I always, before I get there, I'm always like, man, I need to buy an expansion pack, and I end up walking out of there and completely forgot. Also, this game I can't play. It kills me. But this is a great game, the Majora's Mask. A lot of people don't really like this one, but I really loved this game. My friend had it, and he didn't ever beat it, but I would sit at his house every day until I beat it, and I just loved this game. He had the strategy guide and everything, man. I'd sit down and just, I mean, even when you're not, going through a dungeon or whatever, I would just, walk around and look at everything. This is a really cool game. Of course you know that. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. It's Mario Kart 64. Everybody knows this is, I mean, in the top 10 of the, greatest games of all time, basically. This is crazy awesome. Best Mario Kart game. I just love this game. There's not really much to be said about it that, you don't already know, I'm sure. South Park. I loved this game when I was a kid, basically just because I loved South Park, and it was just, I don't know, they cussed and whatever. I recently picked this up just to kind of reminisce, and man, the controls are so busted and stuff. I don't see how you get so spooled basically with games now and first-person shooters like on the Xbox and whatever. It's just when you go back and try to play something you used to play all the time, it just, I don't know, you get spooled basically. Need to take these numbers off of here, but whatever. Wipeout 64. It's a pretty cool racer. Not much to say about it. Gauntlet Legends is a really cool game. It's not my favorite in the Gauntlet series, but it's really fun. If you get a couple of friends over, you can play multiplayer or whatever. It's really cool. Didn't play it growing up much. I think I rented it on the PlayStation or something. But this is the first time I've owned it, and I've had this copy for a while. I've got another copy of Spider-Man here. Well, I have another copy of this, but on the PlayStation. But I just picked it up. It was real cheap, and I like the red cart. But this is a really cool game by Activision. If you've never played it, it's probably, I mean, if there even is another Spider-Man game on, the PlayStation or 64, I'm not sure. But if there is, I mean, I don't think it's going to be better than this one. I remember really liking this game when I was a kid. I never owned it. I rented it all the time. It's really cool. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I really, really like this game. I love the arcade version a lot because it was like an actual pod racer, and it was just really neat to play. That was probably the best part of that movie. Went and saw that movie when I was a kid. I love Star Wars, and I really didn't like that movie when I saw it. Even I was like 9 years old, and I just didn't really like it. But probably the best part is the racing scene, and I like this game a lot. Banjo-Tooie. Never played this game that much growing up. My friend had it, but I never really played, or he had Banjo-Kazooie. I never really played this one, but I picked this up for dirt cheap. I found it at like a thrift store type of deal, and it was only like $2. So I know it's a good game, and I probably got about halfway through it when I picked it up, but I haven't beat it yet. It's a good game though. Turok 3 is not my favorite in the series. I like Turok 2 quite a bit more, but still a pretty cool game. It also kind of suffers the fate of you getting spoiled to first-person shooters nowadays, and when you go back to play something like this, I mean, we used to play this all the time, and I just think back to then, and I mean, the controls back then, it never bothered me, and just now, I don't know, trying to play games like this is just, it's almost like, I mean, trying to learn how to write with your left hand or something, man. Man, this game is dirty. Way dirty. Had a sticker or something on here. I never took this off. Alright, I'm going to start out by saying I just am not a football fan whatsoever. I don't like football games. I mean, I've played them and whatever with my friends, people that are into football, and, they play Madden or whatever, and I've sat down and played them, but this is really the only football game I've ever, completely enjoyed. We used to play this, every day, dude. I love NFL Blitz. It's really cool. To me, it's the best football game. Yoshi Story. Man, I feel kind of bad about this game. I borrowed it from a friend of mine and kind of moved away and just never gave it back to him. But if I ever see him again, I'll definitely give it back. He left his name on here and stuff, and he would put his games on a shelf like this. And the thing that killed him is there's no labels, so he wrote the names of all the games on the spine. But I didn't remove those, because it's not my game really. But I mean, if it's 5 years from now and I never see the dude again, I'll probably take his name off of there. And last, but certainly not least, one of the greatest games of all time, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This is another game. I never owned a 64 when I was growing up or younger, but my friend across the street, who was basically like my brother. I was over at his house when he wasn't even there, and I would just walk right in his house and go up in his room, and I had a save file on his game, man, and I would just fire up Legend of Zelda and play it. I probably played his 64 more than he did. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing I can say about this game that, you don't already know or you should know. There's nothing to say. It's Ocarina of Time. That's my collection. And if you noticed, one game that is kind of baffling that I don't have is Super Mario 64, and I really don't know why. I just never come across this game, and it's one of my favorite games for the system, and I'm always looking for that one. But other than that, I feel pretty good with my collection of 64 games. Yeah. Well, that's it. If you like what you saw, subscribe or leave a comment, and thanks for watching.